Bukayo Saka's masterclass on 28th January, the night a star carried Arsenal's Champions League dream. On the night of 28th January, under the floodlights of the UEFA Champions League, Bukayo Saka once again reminded Europe why he is no longer just a talent, but a fully formed elite footballer. In a match loaded with tactical tension, physical duels, and moments that demanded personality, Saka stood tall. This was not simply a good performance. It was a statement, a display of maturity, intelligence, and leadership that defined Arsenal's attacking identity from the first whistle to the final minute. Tactical role, more than a right winger. Mikel Arteta set Arsenal up with a system that looked like a 4-3-3 on paper, but in reality, morphed constantly during the game. Bukayo Saka started on the right flank, yet his role went far beyond hugging the touchline. He operated as a wide playmaker, a secondary central creator, a pressing trigger, and at times Arsenal's main attacking outlet. From the opening minutes, it was clear that Arsenal's plan was to funnel possession towards Saka's side. Whenever Arsenal built from the back, the ball naturally found its way to him, either directly or after 2 or 3 quick passes designed to isolate him against his fullback. First half, control, intelligence, and fear. Factor. In the first half, Saka did not rush. Instead of trying to beat his man every time, he controlled the rhythm of Arsenal's attacks. This was one of the most impressive aspects of his performance. Every time Saka received the ball, the opposition's left-back hesitated, the nearest midfielder shifted over. The defensive line dropped a few steps. That alone shows the respect and fear he now commands. Rather than relying purely on pace, Saka used body positioning and subtle touches to protect the ball. His first touch consistently took him away from pressure, allowing Arsenal to maintain possession in dangerous areas. When double-teamed, he calmly recycled the ball, pulling defenders out of position and creating space for teammates like Martin Ødegaard and the overlapping right-back. Defensive contribution, a complete winger. One of the most underrated elements of Saka's performance was his defensive discipline. In Champions League football, especially at this level, attackers who don't track back become liabilities. Saka was the opposite. He tracked his fullback relentlessly, pressed aggressively after losing possession, won several duels in Arsenal's defensive third. At one crucial moment in the first half, Saka sprinted nearly 40 metres to recover the ball, stopping a counter-attack that could have completely changed the game. This moment didn't appear on highlight reels, but it earned him respect from teammates and the coaching staff. Second half, when responsibility meets brilliance. If the first half was about control, the second half was about impact. As the match opened up, Saka began to take more risks. He started driving inside more frequently, combining with Ødegaard in tight spaces. The understanding between the two was exceptional. Short passes, 1-2s, blind runs. Everything flowed through Saka's feet. There was a moment midway through the second half that perfectly summarised his evolution as a player. Instead of forcing a shot from a tight angle, Saka paused for half a second, drew 2 defenders toward him, and slipped a perfectly weighted pass into the half space, splitting the defence. That decision showed elite football IQ, the kind usually associated with players at the very peak of European football. Physical and mental strength. What stood out most on this night was Saka's mental resilience. He was fouled repeatedly, sometimes aggressively, yet never lost focus. Each time he was knocked down, he got back up, demanded the ball again, and attacked with the same confidence. Physically, he looked stronger than ever. He resisted shoulder challenges. He shielded the ball under pressure. He maintained intensity for over 90 minutes. This physical growth has transformed him from a promising winger into a Champions League-level match winner. Leadership without the armband. Although Saka did not wear the captain's armband, he led by example. Younger players looked to him for composure, while experienced teammates trusted him in decisive moments. When Arsenal needed calm, he slowed the game. When they needed urgency, he accelerated it. This is the mark of a leader, not shouting instructions, but setting the standard through actions. European recognition, Performances like this do not go unnoticed in Europe. On this night, Saka wasn't just competing. He was dominating a Champions League stage filled with world-class talent. He looked comfortable, confident, and authoritative, as if this level belongs to him. It is becoming increasingly difficult to argue against the idea that Bukayo Saka is now among the top wingers in European football, not just in the Premier League, not just for Arsenal, but across the continent. What this performance means for Arsenal. For Arsenal, this performance sends a powerful message. In tight Champions League matches, where margins are thin and pressure is immense, they have a player capable of creating chances from nothing, relieving pressure under intense pressing, leading the team emotionally and tactically. Saka is no longer a supporting piece. He is central to Arsenal's European ambitions. Conclusion: a star embracing his destiny. The Champions League night of 28th January will be remembered as another step in Bukayo Saka's transformation from academy graduate to European superstar. He did not just play well, he controlled the match, influenced every phase of the game, and carried Arsenal's attacking threat with intelligence and maturity beyond his years. This was not a performance built on luck or moments. It was built on tactical discipline, technical excellence, mental strength, and elite decision-making. If Arsenal are to go deep in this Champions League campaign, nights like this from Bukayo Saka will not be optional. They will be essential. And on this night, Saka delivered.